everybody, I'm glad you're here today. Today is February 15th, 2024. In this video, I'm going to talk about this new threat from outer space we are just on the brink, y'all. Of course, we knew we were on the brink anyway, but our government is finally like coming to the party, all right? So that, I want to bring that to you. I want to talk about that in just a minute. I also want to read a word to you that I wrote down on October 4th, 2022. I'm pretty sure I brought you this word before, but I think it relates to what's going on today. So I'm going to bring this forward. Another point I want to make right quick before I move on to my opinions about some stuff and then bring you this word, which is what I feel is God's opinion about some things. I want to talk about that video I posted yesterday on February 14th, 2022. I've changed the title of it to Attack from Space, I think is what, because after this news came out about the threat from the bear country. If you're not onto it yet, there has been a national security threat that has been brought to life, and this person, Mr. Turner, in the Congress, I don't know if he's a senator or representative, just absolutely sent out this memo saying, hey, we got to declassify this so that our allies know, so that the Congress knows, but the American people cannot know. We don't want to incite panic. I'm like, oh, okay. So listen, I'm like, dude, if you can't tell me what's going on, I don't really think what you have to say is all that relevant. Now, I may be wrong as rain, okay? Because it is, my first response to this news of this imminent weapon threat to national, here it is. Here's the direct quotes, okay? A national security threat, because I wrote it down, because I didn't want to mess it up or add some words. National security threat that related to destabilizing foreign military capabilities. Destabilizing. Did it come from foreign military capabilities? I think so. But it has the potential to destabilize our nation. All right, so I'm like, when I first heard that, I was like, what is this? And then the more I listened to to my sources that I listened to, all of which are saying the same thing, I thought, this sounds a lot like the dream that my dad had that I posted yesterday on February 14th, 2024. His dream was actually dreamt on January 16th, 2024. And it had to do with satellites, and it had to do with the bear country in a metaphorical way. And I just posted that yesterday. So when I started seeing this story come forward, I thought of that dream. And I thought, I think the Lord's been telling us about this. That's what I thought. What do you think, y'all? And I know for a fact that y'all have been seeing these things in your visions and dreams. Please continue. In the comment section is your platform. If you're having a dream that you want somebody to chime in on, hopefully someone will. I'll try to. I may or may not. But y'all, when we see each other's dreams, it really validates each other. It validates me personally. Like, I'm not alone, and you're not alone. We went, and this little side story here, our family went for several years not knowing what to do with these dreams my dad was having, these dreams my daughter was having. We didn't know. We didn't have a place to put them. We didn't have, I tried to reach out to some people who never did really. One person in particular, she's kind of forgive me. Y'all, please forgive me what I'm about to describe. My impression of this woman is that she's kind of frou-frou. Like, she didn't have time. She lived in Dallas. She didn't have time from anybody from where I live out in the country to interpret any dream that we might be having. So she didn't want to mess with me. So she just kind of shoved me aside. I kept having hope that maybe she could help me because I didn't know what these dreams were. And so I thought, well, I got to launch out on my own. If nobody's going to help me, I got to do something to figure out these dreams. I will say this, John Paul Jackson, his perfect storm, this man is a godly man. He's dead now, all right? But y'all, if you've ever seen his perfect storm, prophecy. Man, I tune into that nearly every month sometime. Well, during the pandemic I did, just see where we're at. You know, I'm like, okay, is this what we're doing now? Okay, now we have the Muslims coming in here wanting to take over the United States. He did actually mention 2024 in that. I'm just like, holy cow, are you serious? This man of God is telling me what's going on right now. I mean, and this was like in 2012 or so that he predicted this, or that he saw these things. I'm going to take a drink. Hang on. So, that is an interesting thing. Now, so my point is, the comment section is please voice what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're thinking, your opinion about this. All right. So they come out, our leaders, our government. Oh my gosh, we need to have a meeting of the G8 gang or the 8G gang. What is it? I don't know. Gang of 8? Maybe that's what it is. Gang of 8. Okay, so it's the 8 people that are kind of in the top rung of our representatives all meeting together with the president. Okay, so the meeting apparently was already on the books. Now, was it already on the books because someone else had gotten news of this, and like our national security advisor of the White House, Sullivan, had already kind of cracked this code and was like, hey, we need to have a meeting. And then Turner says, oh yeah, I'm going to be at that meeting. And now there's secret time down in the basement of wherever. They're telling everybody what this big threat is. All right, what this big threat is. And here are the words that are coming out of people's mouths. It's like very serious. It is a big deal. It is, I mean, those are the things. It is significant. Significant, big deal, serious, destabilizing. Like, okay, those are pretty big words. All right? If my doctor came after me and started throwing words like that around, I'd be getting pretty nervous. All right? I'd be going like, well, what is it? Speak up. Tell me the truth. What's going on? Am I dying? Am I dying? Because if I am, I ain't going to check my wheel and make sure everybody's supposed to get what they're supposed to get. But that's not what they're doing. Yeah, no surprise there. So then, not a cause for panic. I'm sorry, but when anybody says this is not a cause for panic, guess what I'm going to be doing in the next 10 seconds? Panicking, all right? Whenever anybody tells me, calm down, man, that's the moment I'm going to fly in your face, okay? And I'm not proud of that, but, that's kind of what it is. Calm down, everybody. Oh, no, we will not be calm. No. You're going to tell me what's going on. It's nearly like if someone came up to you and said, I've got some horrible, horrible news. It's going to affect your life. Your world will never be the same after this. Well, what is it? I can't tell you. But it's bad. So I'm just like, that's annoying to me. So I've gone from curious to just flat out annoyed with these people. All right. And I like this. Okay. So I can't help but laugh at these people because I'm like, okay, so side note, another layer of a side note, y'all. My daughter's working at the nursing home, okay? She texts me and says, Mom, what is going on? I said, what are you talking about? She said, every 30 minutes they're testing the emergency broadcast system on all the TVs. You know how old people like to watch TV, y'all? Or they have it on. She said, it's going off every 30 minutes. All morning. The emergency broadcast system in the Panhandle of Texas. Okay, that's another thing. I'm like, well, that's weird. All right, that's very odd. All right, so then Speaker of the House Mike Johnson says, hey, don't worry, we've got both hands on the wheel. Well, son, I don't even trust you in the driver's seat, much less having your hands on any wheel whatsoever, driving us where we're supposed to go. I've given up hope a long time ago. So to hear you say I got both hands on the wheel during this imminent threat, this national security threat that's going to destabilize who knows what, we got both hands on the wheel. That does not make me feel better. That does not make me feel better. Am I panicking? No, but I'm mad. Are you mad? I'd be mad. Come on, fess up. What is it? I'm a big girl. Tell me. Come on. I'm not going to be scared. If they're afraid, they're going to incite panic. Is that it? Well, newsflash, most people aren't even listening to you. Most people aren't listening to nothing that's coming out of you. So what, what is so bad that it might incite panic? Maybe you should, when we have no cause for it, so that we can get ready for when it really happens. I don't know. I was just throwing that out there as an idea. All right. So then, the White House National Security Advisor, Sullivan, I'm not going to comment on him, but I kind of want to, but I'm not going to. Because that'd be nice. It would not be nice, all right? Not going to be nice if I start talking about people, like what I'm thinking about this Mr. Sullivan. But White House National Security Advisor Sullivan comes out and says these words, quote, "I am confident that President Biden, in the decisions that he is taking, is going to ensure the security of the American people." Well, I'm not confident in that. I've been watching that man for 3 years. And he ain't done nothing smart yet. And he's getting worse. If he can't find his way off the stage, y'all, I don't think the man can find his butt with both hands. That's where I'm at right now with this man. That's our president. I feel sorry for him. I have sympathy for him. Shame on whoever his handlers are, shoving him out and making him do what he does. But no. Mr. Sullivan is confident. I'm looking at you, son, and I don't even have confidence in what you're saying. No. You know, I've been watching Joe Biden my whole life. I'm 57. And I don't find him to be someone who makes me confident in anything. So these are empty words to me. Our Lord has told me already these people are liars. So don't he say, don't get in a lather, and here I am getting in a lather. That's true that, okay? But I'm saying I went from curious, somewhat alarmed, to just flat out annoyed. What is this? I don't know. But I do believe it is something. And I do believe we're not going to know until it's happening. And I do believe that the window of time is probably pretty short. And that's just a hunch. That's not based on fact. So that's where I am with this national security thing. The fact that the emergency system broadcast was being tested at the nursing home or like on that TV channel. And I asked my daughter, I said, are they looping a video or are they, is it an old tape of something? She went, no, it's just on all of cable TV or dish TV, whatever they have over there. And I thought, well, I asked her to take a picture of it, but she hadn't been able to be in front of TV yet to be able to take a picture. So hopefully she'll be able to send me one. We can all look at it. But she said it just keeps going off every 30 minutes. Mom, what is that? What's going on? And I'm like, well, there's this national... Oh, wait. Our security advisor has told us that there's a national security threat. But don't worry. Don't worry. Right. I'm not worried, y'all, and I'm not scared. I'm not fearful. I would say that I'm very much at peace. I was in Lubbock this morning. All right, that's like 98 miles from my house, 95 miles. My husband had a doctor's appointment. Now, in the doctor's office, I made sure I sat where I could see the door and exits. And, they have the doors locked back to the where the doctors are. You can't even get back there, those who are in the lobby, in the waiting room. But I sat where I thought was a strategic place to sit. And as I sat there, I thought, I can hide there, I can hide there, I can slip out and exit there. That's where I do. That's what I do now. All right? Because you know what? Yesterday, there was a massive, at a parade in Kansas City. You know what? Over the weekend, there was an active at a church in Houston. I'm to the point, y'all, where my radar's going off to say, just don't get where there's large groups of people, y'all. This may not be the wisest thing to do right now. But, you got to do what you got to do. But apparently there's some national security alert. I do think it has to do with satellites. I do think it has to do with outer space. And I do think it has to do with us not really being able to get a grip on being able to defend ourselves. I don't know. I don't know for sure. That's just my gut feeling. What is your gut feeling? I also know it's an election year. I also know they're trying to pass a $93 billion aid package to you know where and you know where. Split it, but not evenly. So I'm like, okay, I know that they're doing that. There's a lot of motives here that are not pure if you kind of scratch the surface. So I have to kind of filter that all pretty hard. At the same time, I do believe that there's a lot of truth. In whatever it is, there's something. So, hey, you people in Congress, y'all got your satellites phones and you got your way to bunker this and country that, Belize, wherever you're going to fly to get, the rest of us going to stay here and just, dig in, and we'll do just fine because we got the Lord. We're victorious. And we don't have to worry. We're going to be taken care of no matter what. So, from October 4th, 2022, this was a series of entries that during my worship time with Father that I did write. There was a theme. It felt like he was revealing many things along the same line during this time. So, let me take a drink and hang on. All right. So the Father is telling me things that are that I don't want to talk about right now. But I will talk about this because there was one thing at the very end of this entry that I think relates to now and this big security threat. I may be wrong, but this is what I thought of when I heard it. When I heard all this hubbub about, you know what, it's imminent. All right, so I asked Father, because he was telling me about these things that are going to happen, and I asked him, when will this happen? I asked that a lot back then. Now I don't anymore, because he ain't going to tell me, all right? And we're just going to have faith. If he told us, we wouldn't have faith. Well, there would be no need to develop our faith, all right? And that's what he wants, strong faith and obedience and love from us, all right? So here's what I heard him say. You need not concern yourself with times and dates. Yeah. You need not concern yourself with times and dates. You need only to remember that I spoke to you of this coming, and in that remembrance you can have peace. And I do. For you will also remember my promise of safety around you. No harm will come to you, but you will have to endure hardships that last. So I said, what kind of hardships? Because I'm curious and I want to get ready. And I don't want to go hungry. That's kind of how I feel. I don't want to have to get used to no electricity and hot water. But, I mean, that's okay. Whatever got to do. What kind of hardships? The panic of others is what he said. Quote, the panic of others. I have already shown you, child, the things to come. You think to yourself, no foreign country could ever invade, but I say the enemy is already within the walls of your city. His plans to infiltrate are already successful. I'm going to read that again, y'all. I'm going to read that again. You think to yourself, no foreign country could ever invade, but I say, the enemy is already within the walls of your city. His plans to infiltrate are already successful. This is 2022, y'all. And I said, who is this enemy? Is it Satan? Is it the bear country? Is it the dragon country? You are not meant to know, child. Continue to sing praises to me. Continue to dance and laugh and love those around you. The darkest things of this world are not meant to be given to you, for your precious spirit could not carry that load. The Lord knows me. I divinely protect you, child, but know this, what I have shared with you is coming. Stand firm, fear not, I am near. Ready yourselves in faith, not fear of the moment of the impact. I'm sorry, let me read that again. Ready yourselves in faith, not fear of the moment of impact. You will be given a window of time to make your final preparations, to tidy up your fortress, to gather in your precious ones. Trust me in this. And I said, is there anything else you want to tell me, Father? And he said, watch, child, watch the skies. Watch, child, watch the skies. He said it once. I'm saying it twice, but he said it once. Like that. Just like up there, okay? So, I remembered that this morning. Okay, I had time. Mike was driving. We were going to the cardiologist, regular checkup, da-da-da-da, and then we went out to Red Zone to have breakfast. If you're ever in Lubbock and you want good food, go to the Red Zone on Slide. It's a super good restaurant. It's a hole in the wall. It's an old cafe kind of thing, but man, oh man, they have good food. So, as we were driving, and I was of course, while he was back there with the doctor, I had my beats on and I was listening to this news report, and I kind of it's like, and he said, what's going on? Mike did. And I said, I can't even make heads or tails of it right now. It's so cryptic. Like, crap's going to hit the fan, but you don't need to know about it. That's basically what it is. And so I'm like, okay. Well, then, hey, oh yeah, that reminds me of something. This is one of the best lines of Downton Abbey. Okay, if you ever wonder about life, it is my opinion that you could go to Downton Abbey and there's some nugget of something that's going to get you through whatever you're going through. That's a writing, Julian Fellows on that, just like, man, he's a rock star. So, one of the lines, if you don't know Downton, that's okay. You won't need to. But one of the lines is the Lady Grantham, the mama of the family, she knows a secret in the family. The daddy of Lord Grantham does not know this secret. But he's kind of catching on to it because something's up and he smells it. So he asks her, is there any reason? Is there anything I should know about this situation that I do not know? Now, in my life, what I tell my kids, don't ask hard questions unless you want hard answers. Now, that's just a truism that I've learned the hard way. Don't ask hard questions unless you want hard answers. Okay? So, clearly, Lord Grantham is asking this, is there anything I should know that y'all are keeping a secret? Guess what? Lady Grantham says, yes, there is. And he's like, oh, my goodness. I love the drama of it. Oh my goodness, what could this be? It's all on his face. He's not saying that, but he's thinking, oh my goodness, what is it? And he said, tell me quickly, because nothing could be worse than my imaginings. Tell me quickly, because nothing could be worse than my imaginings. I want to tell you, White House, Washington, D.C., Mr. President, Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Turner, all you people, you in the gang of 8, like gang of 8, who named that? I don't like gangs, all right? I try to stay away from gangs. Whatever. Gang of 8, having your little meetings, but not telling me. Here's what I'm saying. I wish you would just tell me, because nothing could be worse than my imaginings, because I can imagine a lot of bad stuff. Can't you? What would your imaginings be? All right, y'all. I got to call an end to this. I've already gone over. Stay safe. Go to the Lord. Follow Jesus. Time is running out. Commit your life to Him. Repent and follow Him. It's the best life of joy and pure joy, real truth you could ever have. Hold the line, Texas. Stay safe, America. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.